Hey y'all, my name is Shan. Welcome to Pt.1 podcast. This is a series for Black fathers because Black fathers matter. Black fathers matter to me. Black fathers matter to my children. Black fathers matter when it comes to my brothers, my mentors, my friends. They matter because they set the tone for who our children look up to. They set the tone for how men, women, children, and other elderly people feel protected, feel like, everything they've struggled for was for a good cause because they've seen who they've become. And I want to, I just want to shine a light on them and hear from them in a perspective that sometimes goes unheard because no one cares to ask. Sometimes people look at fathers as if, oh, that's nothing. They're supposed to do that. Why would we, thank you for doing something you're automatically supposed to do? You shouldn't look for any, praise or any thank yous for that. That's standard. That's the basics. Do what you're supposed to do. But when you have a father that's there, that's consistent, that's available, that's attentive, that's caring, that's thoughtful, versus an absent father, versus a father that thinks his life and his now is more important than the child's future. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. And I just want to show appreciation. So this series, I've interviewed many fathers from different places, different backgrounds. And I really just want to pick their brains with different questions. So thank you for listening to Cozy Boom Podcast, and I hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
I went to go vote today, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back in the house. I don't go nowhere.
Yeah, you super mom, man. Proud of you.
Man, I feel like I'm
you got a beautiful family, man.
Thank you. Likewise. Your girls are getting big.
Yeah, so you want to talk about fatherhood? Appreciate that.
So of course. I got 14 different questions, just picking your brain about fatherhood. Like we used to talking long hours about other things, but I never talked to you about fatherhood. So I was like, let me see if I'll do it. So it's just the only thing I'm using is the audio. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick your brain. So this is episode 2.
I'm always embarrassed getting.
Wait. Before we get into this episode, let's show some support. Let's go. The Black business that I would like to support this episode is B is for blackgirl.com. It's books and songs for us. So any brown girls out there that like books and songs and things to sing, I know Ari does, check out at B, the letter B is for Black Girl on IG. And please check out B is for blackgirl.com. Now back to the show.
Here we go.
Back to the show. Alright, so I'm just gonna start it. This is episode 2, Cozy Moon Podcast, Black Fathers Matter, and we have O. O and I have a long history of, let me see, my college days of interning with him for Chilio. And I'm used to having authentic, real teaching discussions with him, but I've never talked to him about fatherhood. So you're a father of how many kids?
I got 3 daughters, and raised when I was married. my ex-wife had a son. I raised him since he was about 10 months. This is back in Connecticut.
So
Did you hear that?
Yeah. So you in your essence, which is cool.
Yeah.
And where were you born?
I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was conceived in Nigeria, but from American parents. They're from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. But they didn't want me to have dual citizenship, so they sent my mother on a plane and labor back to Pittsburgh, where she's from. Wow. I never told you that, did I?
No.
Yeah, I was actually conceived in Africa from my parents, who are from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So they didn't want me to have dual citizenship in Europe, but like, I don't know, back in 71, I guess there was a lot of political unrest, and like they wouldn't give her health services, so wow, she had to be rushed back to Pennsylvania to have me. I guess 71 was a different time frame, you know.
Most definitely, because I've asked my mom about. I was asking her about in the 80s when they had the Philadelphia bombings, and I was like, "Do you remember it?" And she was like, "I kind of remember it, but I don't remember the details."
Oh, I definitely remember that.
Yeah, man. And how old?
I think that was over there. I think it was over in Southwest, wasn't it? I think it was in Southwest. It was in West or Southwest, one of them.
Yeah, she didn't have any details though.
Yeah.
But that was cool. So my first question for you is, as a boy, I thought being a dad was blank. What did you think being a dad was as a boy?
I don't know, because I didn't really have one. My father he really didn't come into my life, like, I guess, from a responsibility standpoint until I was 15.
Okay, so like even with you seeing your friends' dads, like you didn't have any thoughts about what a dad was supposed to be or what a dad is? None of that?
Nah, I never had a concept, because I was raised by my grandmother, and she had, a couple of boyfriends that I know wasn't my father, and I didn't even look at them like the father role until she got with my grandfather, my step grandfather Bill from Harrisburg, and I just looked at her father like, I guess he filled those shoes at the time. So I would say I would look at a father like, I really never had a concept of a dad.
So you had to, over time, you made your own idea as to what a father should be with you parenting?
Yeah, like, because in my neighborhood, like, there wasn't a lot of fathers. So I can't, like, recall, like, your dad said, come in the house, Tony. Like, I can't recall that, because, like, the majority of my neighborhood was mothers.
Okay. After having my first kid in my arms, I felt what?
Oh, I felt focused.
Like instantly
like, I can't
focused?
play no more. Huh?
Like instant focus?
Yeah, like instantly, like the bullshit's over. Like, I was like a serious parent. Like, I was 28.
Yeah.
Like, when I had Indy, like, and I saw her, she was born through C-section. And they cut her back. And I was so mad, like, you know what I mean? But the doctor was so nice, I didn't sue.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I just kept looking at her back and that cut, like, like, what did y'all do to my child? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, just something innately kicks into you where you you just become like a automatic protector.
Mm.
It's a feeling that most men won't know until they have a child. I see it all the time. I see guys change all the time, especially when they have daughters.
Yeah. Was it different for each of your daughters?
Huh?
Was it a different feeling for each of your daughters' births?
My second daughter, Layla, I felt like kind of confident, like I already knew what to do.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was just like OD, like, you know what I mean? Like try to do everything right.
Right.
And the second one, you know what I mean? When I had her, I was going through stress and storm with her mother, so I was with her up to 4 months. I didn't see her again till like 8 or 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to court. And like it's different now because I guess like my new children that I had, I don't have custody of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see them every 2 weeks, and that's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 second, MARTA train coming.
Okay.
There's a lot going on here. I don't know why I picked this spot. There's like 88 money bag yos people out in the front, and there's the Beltline energy going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just so like to see them every 2 weeks. It's like sometimes I feel bad because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
Disconnected from my mother and my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt kind of bad at times because they're growing up exactly the way I grew up.
Right.
My daughter is with her grandmother, and my youngest daughter is with her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, when I see them, I just feel like I'm always like, I gotta make up time because I see them every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when when I do have them, it's just like go to the park, go to the mall, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
like it's like you're doing all this fatherhood in a very short time frame.
Yeah.
And it just feels weird, like it just feels too condensed for me.
Yeah, it is. And I think as a kid on the flip side, most kids don't even want to do that. But I think as a parent, sometimes you'll feel like if you don't do these things, then you're not doing enough. But most kids just want to sit with you and chill and get to like pick your brain. Yeah, I don't like that part about fatherhood where most of the time mothers get the bulk of the time when it comes to, yes, the kids go to school, but like the downtime, like right now, my kids are like in the house chilling and they get to like bond with me and come in here with me. I feel like that needs to be on the father side too. Like kids need to be able to just like come chill with you and just be in the essence of that relationship. And when that's not there, you can't catch up to that. It's like a time that's taken when you can't have that time of nothingness together with your kids. And so, yeah, I can see how that's frustrating.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I could do a better job and spend more time with my children. Mm-hmm. The younger ones are at 5 and 8, mm-hmm. and like I said, by law, like I'm in a contractual agreement where if I have like if I catch them outside of the time frame that I'm allotted to see them, is contempt of court. I can go to jail.
Oh wow.
So, but their grandparents are cool, and the other one we worked it out like without going to court and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I spent time with Yeah, so the other one, it was a lot of stress and storm. We were beefing for like 3 years, but we're finally on an even plane. So like because of COVID, when I go see my daughter, I have her come with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to have them around people, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have the babies around a lot of people.
Right.
So my last baby child's mother, it's like my last child's mother. It's Chilio. Yeah, it's my last child's mother. Like, we're getting cool now. So we spend time together. Like, the baby, like, she sees us together and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like my second baby, my second child's mother. Like, I don't think my child ever saw us together.
Oh, wow. Did she ever ask?
Yeah, she asked, but that was always on me. But like, I mean, I'm open to it now. But in the past, like, my anger levels was just too high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's just like, start thinking about the kid. You know, it's like she needs to. That's what she wants to do. Then like, she felt like it'd be healthy for the child. Then that's what I need to do.
Yeah, it took me with one of my kids. It took me about 4.5 years for where we could be like cool in the same room. He never was around for any of Anya's birthdays up until her 6th birthday. I let him come here and like stay a week and just have time with him. And that took a lot out of me, because you gotta kind of like forget your past stuff that don't really matter now, in order to let that happen. But it can happen over time. Just
sometimes it creeps back up.
Yeah.
Sometimes those feelings, I'm sure, creep back up where like you remember something that pissed you off from 2 years ago.
I do, but at the same time, I check myself, because I'm just like, who is that helping? And then when I ask myself that, I'm just like, it's not gonna help nobody. So I'm just gonna be like,
well, just certain triggers, you know, that like when you expect behavior change.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Spade? I'm gonna come and see you. I'm gonna call you, Spade. That's Greaser Spade. I look up to him. Okay, certain behaviors like where I'm expecting like a change in that behavior in this sense, and how can I say it, like and I'll be like, you ain't changed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you ain't changed one bit. Talking about you changed. And like sometimes that sets, I'm a Cancer, so like I get moody, like, so that'll trigger me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to do what you said, like, and check myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting too old, man, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? To keep beefing with my kids' moms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That stuff ain't really helping the child, you know.
Right.
And I'm about to be 50 years old, and like I just don't want them to have to grow up like the way I grew up.
Right.
And the way I grew up was with, I didn't have my mother and my father taking care of me, so I was with grandmother, aunts, friends of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes them environments wasn't healthy because, you know, some of them environments was dangerous because they was, you know, moving drugs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you 3, 4, 5 years old running around like a trap, basically.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to see my kid grow up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God, you know, they got good mothers and their mothers come from good backgrounds, and they, you know, their families are strong and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just getting too old to keep beefing.
Yeah. And kids don't understand that space. Kids don't understand there was something going on with you and my mom. That's why you wasn't, or you didn't, or you couldn't. They just want you to make a way at the end of the day. Like, that's their whole thing. So,
yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things to where, like, I'm going inside. It's just one of them things to where it's like, I'm just blessed they never saw us beefing and arguing. My mother's sick. She's in a wheelchair, can't walk, bladder removed. Just all kind of like underlying health issues that it's just been stressful dealing with that. Where it's almost like taking care of another child, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That does happen where your parents become your children.
I'm at that phase in life. I'm at that phase in life. So right now I'm just trying to really focus on my finances so that I take that brunt of the responsibility off of me in terms of the financial woes. And I could just focus on them,
Yeah.
But like a lot of people don't know, like, I take care of my mother, and like, that impacts my social life. You know what I mean?
You wanna say hi?
Yes. What's up? Yeah, I see you all the time.
This is my riot.
Yeah, so just like a lot of people don't know how it feels to have to like not only take care of children but take care of like a loved one. A lot of people, I don't know if they understand like the responsibility that requires.
It takes you got to be talking to somebody that has compassion for other people, and a lot of people don't have that.
Right.
Being a dad for you, if you could sum it up in 3 main things, what does that mean to you?
Being a dad to me is probably like a life guide, protector, and a legacy giver.
Your whole goal as a father for your kids is to what?
I'm not having
The goal for me is just for them to grow into like the person that they're supposed to be in terms of their gifts.
Pour into the kids.
Just want them to be, happy, of course, successful, use their gifts and the way that they're supposed to use them. And, just every parent wants their kids to be safe.
Right.
That's like the number one thing that's always like going through my head with India. All of them, really. Because I have a 21-year-old and she's grown. Like, we be in the club together.
What? Wow.
Because I'm in like the art and creative arts culture. It's not like it's getting older, it's getting younger.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like one of the only guys that, I'm like a sustainer of culture here in Atlanta. And people, as they get older, they grow into other things. That's my passion, so I'm still around. So like the audience is getting younger. So just like the spaces that we've been hanging out in since forever, the places that we've been hanging out since, like, forever, for decades, starting to be occupied by the youth, my daughter's age. You know? So it's not like I'm hanging around them, they're hanging around us.
Yeah.
And it's wild that it's like I'm in spaces like with my daughter's friends. Like with India, the thing with her is, like, when I say safety, I mean, I pick India up every day from school. You know that.
Yeah.
I used to pick India up every day from school, from middle school, really elementary school, all the way up to 12th grade. And like, I can't recall, like, I was lucky in my grandfather, if I missed a bus and he took me to school.
Right. I was walking, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would be scared that my brother left me and I gotta cross the street by myself. So, school buses to me was like, ooh, you live somewhere where you ride a school bus? You lucky. But growing up in Philly, you walk blocks to school. And
well, growing up in Pittsburgh, which was my early childhood, we were walking blocks at the age of 4 or 5 years old. Like that's just what it is. That's just what it was, you know.
And then you
I
think
would never
now
let my child walk to school at 5 years old. Never.
Exactly.
I barely like Indy walking to school at 16, 17 years old.
Oh wow. That's the dad in you. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, it's a different time now. Like, I don't even feel comfortable with, like, my kids being like, I'm going outside. And it, like, being comfortable with them being able to come back. I would never be able to do that, but my mom was able to do that with me and my brothers, where we could leave in the morning and come back. You're not allowed to have that mindset now. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I might have been a little overprotective with India. I think I asked her, I was like, Indy, like, I tagged her on some posts, some overprotective ass posts on Instagram. And I was like, is this me? And she was like, yep.
Oh man.
So like, it was just one of those things where, like, I really, like, it's like Lambos, Ferraris, Lambo trucks, Porsches. It's crazy out here right now. But anyway, like, yeah, I just couldn't really muster the fact that somebody doing something in India. Because like, when used to be, I don't know if you remember, used to be in the office and I used to pick India up.
I remember.
And she'd be sitting in the office with us.
Yeah.
Or she'd be sitting out in that little lounge area if I had a meeting. And like, most fathers don't OD like that.
No. But then you had like a child that grows up that wish that they did. And I don't know. Like, I had a dad that was very controlling and protective, and then I had a mom that was very, like, lenient and just like, whatever, I trust you. And I had to at some point become my own disciplinarian, because she was just too free with it. So I had to always put myself in check. So now that I'm a mom, I'm forced to find my balance in both of those things. So I'm not too much and I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
So,
You was always a good girl, though. Like, I never really saw, like your peers, you know what I mean? Like your peers, like, I never saw, I mean, you were just out of character, just ratchet, acting wild, you know what I mean? You're always pretty focused, and and kind of have vision on what you wanted to do.
Yeah. And I hope that these two are like that, because they gonna drive me crazy. But when do you most feel appreciated as a dad?
Anytime my daughters are smiling and not beefing with me. Laughing when they laugh.
Do they
crack a joke.
Do they compete for your attention or your time?
You gotta realize, like, I just got them together like maybe over a year ago. So Layla, the second child, met the baby like a year ago when she was 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that Layla is like kind of like plays the big sister role and kind of like protective and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. But I'm starting to see that they're starting to compete for my attention.
Wow.
And I don't, you know, because like when I had Xavier in India and my stepson in India when I was married,
mm-hmm.
with such an age difference, there wasn't no competing of attention.
Right.
You know, it was like a 7-8 year old age gap. You know what I mean?
So with them now,
they're close in proximity. You know, 5 and 8, that's like close.
Yeah, that's basically the same thing.
Right.
Well, I know like the girls do it to me. You know, they're 3 and 6, and if Anya says I want a hug, she'll run into Ari. Mommy gave me a hug. So then Ari has to run, you know, do extra things to me. So I just gotta be open for that. But it's weird.
See, my father, when my father did give me, he had like 8 kids. He got more than that. He really got like 13, 14 kids. But at that time, he had 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we all just be up in the house running wild. I can't even remember him like ever reprimanding us when we was kids.
Yeah. So when you were in the house with your brothers and sisters, did it feel like these are my brothers and sisters, or did it feel like I'm just around a bunch of kids?
My big brother taught me more about life than my father, and when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me how to move. And like I said, my dad, like, he would all take us swimming. He would all take us to the wave pool. He would take us to Kennywood, which is like a Six Flags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's when we all be together. But when we were in the house, he was always working. He was an intellectual writer. You know, like ran nonprofit organizations like the Urban League and stuff like that. So we just used to all be in the house, just like synergizing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Since like kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I never really felt like, I used to call my father Curtis until I was 15.
Oh wow.
From 0 to 15, like, so I'm 3, 4, 5 years old. Say like, Curtis. I'm telling Curtis.
He let you do that?
Yeah, because he didn't seem like I said, I didn't have no idea what a father was. He didn't seem like a father.
Yeah.
Because I probably see him like every, like from like a year, like I might see him twice in a year, 2 or 3 times a year, or sometimes I'll see him every 3, 4, 5 years. So like that bonding 0 to 5 just wasn't really there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I didn't really start finding a bond with my father until about 17. Yeah, I'm doing an interview. Okay. Yeah.
How did your father help you improve as a father?
I mean, he's very, very, very intellectual. My father, he's very smart, highly intelligent. Like he helped Obama win the state of Pennsylvania. He brought Obama to Pennsylvania during his presidential run. And it's just, I was having problems with my baby, with my children's mother, he would just say stuff like, don't use the child support, like, again, don't try to manipulate the child support, just give them the money, because there ain't nothing you really could do about it, like, like, and that helped me from being vindictive, like, just like playing those type of vindictive games. He helped me all through that, like, let me know that's just not cool.
Yeah.
He also helped me, like, just understand women in general, you know what I mean? Since he was around so many, he got so many kids.
Right.
My dad got probably 7, 8 baby mothers.
That's crazy. That's madness. That's wild. That's a lot of personality.
My sister's father, my sister Isis, who I was raised with, out of all my brothers and sisters, she found her father 4 years ago. She's half Nigerian, my sister Isis. She never even knew her father until 4 years ago. And come to find out, he got 25 kids, 5 wives.
What?
Yeah. So, like Yoruba, they have wives. You have 4 or 5 wives. She had 2 siblings actually in Atlanta, Day and Mimi. And it was crazy because they look exactly like my sister. I was like blown away.
That's scary.
I was looking at Mimi like, damn, you look just like my sister. And they be like, well, you're our big brother. They always heard stories of me. Like fables of me, like, and I'm on 1%. Yeah, and then it's just crazy. Like, I just see the impact of her not having a father, and all like the mental stuff that it's like all the mental stuff that it caused her. You know what I'm saying? So like, fathers are important, man. Because I always looked at my step grandfather like my father.
Right.
Yeah, I always looked at him like my father. I never looked at my father like my father until like 17. So he came and got me when.
Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Cozy Womb Podcast, Black Fathers Matter with O. So I have to do this in 2 parts. So this is part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. The second part, I have to catch up with him because they started shooting the video in the area that he was recording with me. So I'll post it, part 2, up later. For now, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Another father is coming up next. Peace. Bye.
Bye.